my dear Gemini. This is a love reading, a prediction for Sagittarius season, 22nd of November to 21st of December 2019, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. The first reading I did was for the birthday signs, so happy birthday to all Sagittarius out there. And I'm reading for the other signs in the order of most appreciated videos from the previous love reading published for Scorpio season. You can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. This will be a love reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising sign, and Venus, Vedic or tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So, when I tell you that this is you, it can as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. So, use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this reading for you. And I will start shuffling your cards using the Golden Universal Tarot by Roberto De Angelis. So, when I open your deck here, I see the Tower and the Hermit in the reversed. So it seems like you have gone through some ordeal and you're sick and tired of it, so you're kind of isolating yourself a little bit because of all these challenges. But what you're actually going through is kind of a purification to kind of inspire you to go through this purification. It's getting hotter in hell, okay? So the things that you were able to put up with before, they are getting so ridiculously enlarged or, in your face that you can't put up with it anymore. And it's so you will learn to say no to shitty things and take better care of yourself. So this is a purification, and it will put you on a better path if you just follow it without too much resistance, okay? So, I call the divine with love and light. And what you are seeing when you are on your own and kind of avoiding bullshit is how much bullshit there have been in your life. Like what different people have been telling you to do. Like this and this and this and this and that and that and that. This is actually Gemini and this is Virgo. So you might be dealing with another Gemini or an earth sign, possibly a Virgo. This is good that you're putting light onto this situation where you are actually blindfolded and just trying to live up to these other people's expectation here. So even though there's bullshit, so you're still trying to live up to their expectations. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the 8 of Swords. So it kind of indicates that you need to circle back to the core. Like what was the original thing that happened that that made you start to behave in this kind of way. So it might be that you had a parent telling you that this is how you should be and not, you shouldn't be like this. And now you're telling yourself this with these swords, and also other people in your surrounding is mirroring you and telling you these things. So it's about going to the core of the thing, going back to where it all started, like why your original conditioning or the foundation settings that came for you when you were very young. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the Empress together with the 8 of Swords in the reverse. So it's showing how you can get yourself out of this situation. Empress can be Taurus, so you might be dealing again with an earth sign, but it might also, it's more, from my point of view, it more looks like you are supposed to take better care of yourself, like your body, your temple, that your soul is currently living in. So when you are able to listen more to your body and more to your own needs, make a list maybe of your needs and start to fulfill them yourself, you're actually freeing yourself from the burden of having to live up to all these other people's expectations, because you can start to live up to your own expectations and become more you, like more in tune with your soul, and in the same time purifying your temple, which is your body. Okay, so 6 elements. earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. So I want my dear Gemini to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So the card that fell out, the Hangman in reverse, is showing that you're unstucking yourself. And the King of Cups is showing healing and also you turning, you deciding what is a nice person to you. So you're healing yourself, which the King of Cups represent, but it's also represent nice, helpful people. So when you are in your hermit stage, you can also decide what is a nice person for you. How does a person needs to act to be nice? And turn towards these people that already act in this way. And turn away from the people that don't. That is part of your purification. Okay. So I will just tune into your situation for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Gemini, when I start to shuffle the cards and I show you the cards that comes up, it kind of shows the foundation, maybe what you're experiencing right now. But this reading is more going to show what you're experiencing during Sagittarius season. So this is the new bottom of the deck, so it's the new story. And we have the Nine of Swords, which goes well with the Hermit. So you have been putting up with a lot of bullshit in your life. Eight of Swords leads to Nine of Swords. A lot of pain because you have tried to bend over backwards for other people and be what they wanted you to be to please them and make them love you. And we want to be nice and we want to that other people should be nice towards us. But when we fake it and we're not truly genuine, so we say yes to the things we don't want to say yes to and no to the things we actually want to say yes to, we are starting to become further away from our soul. So what is happening now with this purge is that you are coming closer and closer to your soul. But then there's also this big mountain, this pile of rubbish with all the pain and trauma and hurt that you have gone through because you have subordinated yourself and acted in ways that wasn't true for you. And you have put up with things that you really didn't put up with. So now what is happening as a next stage in this purification, the first stage was things getting out of hand, getting so intense volume on the challenges that you just couldn't take it anymore. And when you couldn't take it anymore, you start to turn away from what's hurting you and into yourself, because usually this is a time when we isolate ourselves because other people are hell. Hell is other people. It's a little bit like a joke because they aren't, but it's like that for you right now. And when you isolate yourself, you find all the things that you have hidden from yourself, all the pain, all the things where you have kind of put up with a thing that you really didn't put up with, and now you're faced with a wound of that action that you did where you tried to endure something that you really didn't endure. So now you're faced with the aftermath, the things that you have swept underneath the rug, and that's going to have to be dealt with. So this is you kind of being the ambulance nurse towards yourself and helping yourself through this. And the best way to do it is to actually feel the pain. It can be excruciating and never ending because it's a big pile of things that you have ignored before. And not ignoring them, but actually attention is healing. Attention is love. When you give attention to someone, when you give attention to yourself, that is love. It's showing respect, and it's like you put the light of your awareness on this trauma so it can become healed. And sometimes we can remember certain things and we can relive certain things in our body. We can also have anxiety attacks, and the body can show strange symptoms. I urge you to seek out a physician if you do, but also calm yourself down with that this is probably a part of you reliving the pain from what happened. So you want to always remember what happened. Your body will just remember the pain. So how you froze, for example, when someone was rude to you. So now you're going to feel that, how your body is frozen because of you're being humiliated. So you're not going to see the situation, you're just going to feel the pain. And sometimes we can also overreact to different situations that we're in. And for example, tearing up when someone says, hey, you did this wrong. And you think, oh God, something's wrong with me because I'm overreacting. But it just shows that your glass is full and you can't take it anymore. So even if someone isn't rude to you, if it reminds you of the situations where you were badly treated, your body will respond. So just let this happen. Let yourself be oversensitive. Take really good care of yourself. Be your own ambulance driver, taking yourself to a hospital and taking real good care of you. You might also need a hospital, like help from outside entities that's professional with these kind of situations where we go through different crises in our life. So you don't have to do it all alone. But the Hermit, it shows that the big job have to be done by you. Like someone on the outside can't process your pain. They can tell you how to do it, but they can't process it for you. You are going to have to do the digestion of this old, kind of like a shitstorm almost hitting you, and you have to digest it and go through it. And there's no way around. You need to go through it and to deal with the things you refused to deal with before. So this is the old bottom of the deck, and it shows how you have done things in the past. And it's a Page of Pentacles. So this is you. You wanted to be loved, so you try to be very willing and show people that you were prepared to do whatever they said or they wanted, or how they wanted to be helped by you. So you wanted to do a good job and be a good trooper, and you weren't really like posh, or you didn't have a big ego. You tried to align yourself with other people and work together with them and show humbleness. So it's very beautiful, and it's a good thing you did this. You have learned a very hard lesson that many people haven't, and it's humbleness. But now it's time to learn to be humble also towards yourself and your own needs and your like how your body is reacting to things, and start listen also not only to other people but also to yourself. Okay, long lesson there. Okay, so this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation with that person or people. It can be more than one person, and this is what's on that person or these people's mind about you, on their conscious mind about you. This is what you're feeling towards this person. This is the common energies between you, and this is what they are feeling towards you. And this is your behaviors and attitudes towards them, the outcome. See if you can see it there. And this is their behaviors and attitudes towards you. So we'll start with the situation here. And we have a Five of Swords in reverse. So it's just an allergic reaction to being in stupid situations where people are not really nice towards each other, and there's constant drama and constant fighting, and always thinking the worst about one another, and trying to win over one another, things like this. And this is you not wanting that anymore. So Five of Swords is when we kind of we are tired of it, so we don't want to argue anymore. We turn away from the situation. So it seems like the big fight is over, and no one really wants to revisit it, not you and not the other person. And it might be also that actually people are starting to think, okay, so maybe I shouldn't have reacted like that. I could have said this instead. But we don't really want to be the first one apologizing. So neither seems to want to apologize. Both seems to be kind of fed up with the situation, but also maybe starting to recognize what we could have done different. So this is what's on your mind about this other person, and we have the Star card in the reversed. So it feels like you have given up hope that there will ever be any kind of positive change. Before, I think you put in all this effort with the Page of Coins because you had a lot of hope, and you really wanted to apply yourself in the best way possible to get the best possible outcome. You probably didn't felt really, met on that point. Probably you felt more used and abused and, pushed around a little from what I saw with the earlier cards. And now you're kind of giving up hope that if you apply yourself and do your best and be the best version of you, things will go all right. No, it didn't help. So it's not anything wrong with how you did things or anything like that. It's more that you probably tried to apply yourself in the wrong situations with the wrong people. That wasn't really right for you, because you have learned to not be fully yourself and not listen to your own intuition and your own body's reaction. So therefore you are swallowing awful tasting pills, when if you would have been awakened, you would have known immediately that this is not a good situation for me, and you wouldn't have gone into a hopeless situation with that much enthusiasm. You would have seen from the beginning that this situation will never go where I want it to, and it doesn't matter how much I apply myself. I need to find a situation that's better from the start and has more hope from the start, instead of me carrying the whole world on my shoulders. So a little bit lack of hope there for you, Gemini. It's just for you personally feeling like that, like God has abandoned you and no miracles happens and nothing ever ends like happily ever after. And from their point of view, what's on their conscious mind about you is like they're trying to put you on the back burner and forget about you. But with the Four of Swords in the reverse, it's like this approach doesn't really work for them. Maybe this is their go-to move, that they are trying to kind of not care. And now it's getting hard to not care, because the Four of Swords in the reversed, it's like when you ignore something because it was so heavy on you. It took a toll on you. The Five of Swords here to have these arguments. And you're trying to just, ignore it and wait for a better day. But when the Four of Swords comes, it's like something is, picking on you like this. And it's almost like this poltergeist energy. So like a ghost, like something, it's not a ghost, but it's something inside a person, like the subconscious in that person knows that something is wrong and want attention to that problem so it can be fixed. But this person doesn't want to really fix the problem, just wants to ignore the problem and forget about you, basically. But the mind doesn't let them. So it's like they're circling back to thinking about this situation, even though they have told you or told themselves that they are not going to think about this and never going to reach out to you again. I don't know if this song has come for you before, but I'm going to write it down anyway, because it's a song I'm hearing, and it's Remember to Forget You. If you already had it like the last month, I will meditate and find something else okay for you. So this is the common energies between you two, and it's the Sun. So something has been revealed in a very good way. You know what I've told you about this? You went into the situation, you didn't really see clearly, you saw what you wanted to see, or you pushed up your sleeves and, into work. It didn't really matter that the situation wasn't really ideal. But here you're seeing the truth, and sometimes when you see the truth, it can be an ugly truth that you really didn't want because you had so much hope that it would be in another way, but it's kind of not. So you're being faced with the truth here, but this is a good thing. As I told you, attention is healing, and this is the Sun having full attention on you. So that's your soul having full attention on this inner child here, and the white horse, so known feelings, your inner core. So this is your Page of Coins getting a lot of help from your soul. And this is the common energy between you. So it kind of shows that even with all these fuss, you're probably soulmates and you love each other very deeply. Maybe not here on Earth, but in other dimensions. When you meet again after this mission is done, you will laugh about this and think, oh, we are so funny when we are down in matter. So I'm acting very strange, and you too. So that's fun. But now it's not fun, but this shows that there's really a strong connection between you two. And it's like you're placed here, both of you are placed here to do this work together with one another. So it's not really like your enemy, even if it can seem so with these cards, but you're just here to help each other awaken. So becoming aware. So awareness is the only thing we can know is true, that we are aware. We can't be sure that what we are aware of is truth, that we are aware of living here on Earth. Maybe it's not the truth. We can just know that we are aware. Our body might not be for real, but we can be aware of us having a body. So this awareness is the key here to getting more and more aware and more awake, and seeing when things, you like a situation and you don't like a situation, and act accordingly. Sometimes maybe you have sacrificed yourself too much in a situation that didn't have the best foundation. Okay, so this is your feelings towards this person. And we see a Queen of Wands here. So it shows that you have very strong, passionate feelings towards this person. But you also from now on, you demand respect. Because the Queen of Wands is not someone that's a pushover. Okay, so this person will be able to, really stand up for themselves and say no to things that they don't like, because they don't have any regrets. They are equally, respectful towards themselves as they are to other people. So before with you, it was a little bit the other way around, that you didn't respect yourself and you respected the other people. But here, that has changed. It's like you have had enough probably, and you growed into your own soul shoes. So now you're speaking and acting directly from your soul, and you're still very passionate about this person. Here we have Aries, and this is Leo, so it's fire, it's passion. You're probably very sexually attracted to this person if it's a romantic partner, or you might even feel like there's no life without this person, but you would still at this point never sacrifice yourself if the other person doesn't do the same. So this is someone that knows their value. So this is healthy, okay? And this is what they're feeling about you. And we have a Three of Coins here. So on a feeling level, they want to cooperate with you. On the mind level, they want to forget about you. But on the what's coming direct from their reactions and their soul and their feelings, it says, well, I want to work this through. But on the mind level, they are trying to ignore this. So it's a little bit like they are split in two. We can almost think that this is the Gemini, but it can be so for cross watchers. You might recognize yourself here, and you might recognize the Gemini there, that one part of them wants to cooperate with you and the other part of them thinks that this is bullshit, that they just need to forget about you and move on with a happier life. So we'll see where it goes with this. This is your behaviors and attitudes towards them. And we have a Chariot here, so it's kind of my way or the highway. You do want this to be a cooperation between you two, even though you're not particularly similar or they are a bit turned away from each other. But to get this show on the road, these two parties that's very different from each other needs to focus on what's important, the goal they want to reach, and then the Chariot can move forward. So you're open for suggestions of how to solve things and how to work things through, but you're very clear with what you don't want to negotiate about. So certain things, the things that you had hope of before, but you have kind of given up hope, if those things are not fulfilled, you don't want to work together with this. But you're totally open for business, you're open for suggestions, you're open for this cooperation from this person. but you're very determined on not subordinate yourself or not go back to the hopeless situation. And this is their behaviors and attitudes. And we have a Nine of Cups, which is kind of a cute card. And Nine of Cups, it's a person thinking the world of you, or thinking you are a great person, or that you fulfill their needs. But it's a little bit on the selfish end, like you are fulfilling their needs. I can't see them being, super inspired to fulfill your needs. Yes, they can, rearrange a couple of stuff, but they're a little bit selfish, to be honest, is what I'm feeling here. But you still have a lot of love, like this is the highest card for love. Yes, you have lost hope a little bit, but the Nine of Cups, it just tells you that you're supposed to probably work this through. It's just that this person needs to, get rid of this this split within them, where they, on one hand, seems to they want you to not matter to them. They don't want you to have any kind of power over them, like emotionally or otherwise. They want to be free from your impact in one hand, like, well, I don't care about you, or I don't care what you say, or like that kind of attitude. On the other hand, they kind of feel like you fulfill their needs, and because of that, they can work together with you, but only because what you can give them. So you see that this is a little bit lopsided, but you won't take it, so I'm not particularly worried. I think this train is on track, and we can't say if it's going to come to the station in time with what you decided when you went down here as souls, but we can, because people have free will, this person can stall it forever, but we can see that you are not going to accept something that is one-sided, where this person only look out for their own interest. That's not of value to you. So this is the outcome, and we have an Eight of Cups in the reversed. So Eight of Cups in the reverse is like a half-ass reconciliation, okay? So maybe you're trying to engage this person in a relationship again, but in a more adult relationship where people are equals. And this person might, go along with that, but I don't think they are totally on board. They might also be the one trying to fix it, but they're just trying to fix it to get you back into the game so that you will fulfill their needs. So you see that this isn't a perfect situation, but it's not totally a waste either, because this person has a lot to learn, and you too. So you're learning as you go, and this person needs to learn to maybe, be more, that you can be more happy if you actually look out for other people's needs. That can make you very happy, can make you feel very strong. A person that acts like this is acting almost like a baby, like my mother or my father needs to take care of me. And that's very childish, and also coming from a person that feels that their life is out of control, and they need to steal stuff from other people to get by. So they are not in a good place, but it doesn't mean that they are comfortable to be with, because they're acting childish and spoiled. Okay, so heart for you. Embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. So it kind of says that you have a lot to learn, teach this person, and by being with this person, you will also learn a lot about yourself. So you are both the teacher and the student in this situation. So it's not a waste of time totally. You're learning a lot from this, mostly about yourself and, hidden resources that you didn't know you had. So this is about them. And we see this woman with the tree. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And it's much what I have seen with this person, that their thoughts is kind of what's screwing it up for them, that they have this idea about winning and that you are on top if you are able to get the other person to jump through hoops for you. So their thoughts about things, it's what's making them a little bit childish. If they could let go of these ideas that people needs to be above and below, and instead think, okay, we can be equals, we can be like this couple's horse and work together, that would help them a lot, and they would be able to leave a lot of their bad behavior behind, the bad behavior that came out of futile attempt to have control, instead of, becoming more grown up, and, this serenity prayer thingy that, control the things you can, and the things you can't control, you need to just accept it and go with it. Because a grown-up person doesn't fight with windmills, like doesn't fight the things like the sky is blue, I hate that the sky is blue, it needs to be changed. Well, no one is going to change it for you, so better accept it. Okay, so this is the advice for you, and we have 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits. So 7 deadly sins. Welcome to the world of human nature. The 7 deadly sins are the root of all destructive behavior. Greed and other negative traits drive harmful human activity that impacts the quality of life on Earth, particularly the environment. It is a lack of concern for the preservation of Mother Earth and all these humans' destructive traits that are leading to the devastation of life on this planet. What do the 7 deadly sins mean? Sloth. It's laziness, being physically and emotionally inactive. Gluttony, overindulgence in anything to the point of waste. So we have this is sloth, like someone trying to ignore the situation, doesn't want to work on it. And overindulgence, like what's in it for me. And lust, an intense desire for physical and sexual gratification. Well, that might be you, but I don't think it's a sin. Of course, if it goes overboard and you have to look at porn all day, or things like this. Greed, excessive pursuit of material possessions and power, and extreme feelings of uncontrollable anger, discontentment aroused by another's good fortune, envy, pride, excessive self-love, and arrogance. So you are just supposed to be aware of this, that maybe you have some of these traits yourself, and you can probably, it's easier to see things in another person, and to be honest, it seems like this person is carrying a lot of those traits with wanting things for themselves but not caring that much for others. And it's because this person can't fulfill their own needs, so they need to steal energy from other people. So they are actually in a worse situation than you. But I think you can probably help them to become a better person, and to help them like rise from the dirt a little bit by showing them a good example. You don't have to, bend yourself over backwards to help this person. It doesn't seem like you will, but it's like you're offering a hand and you're offering like a solution, and either they go with that or they won't. Okay, so it's not really, it's up to you to offer it, but you can't control if the other person is going to take the offer, or if they will say screw you and continue with their old behavior. So there seems to be a little bit hope in this situation. 8 and 9 of Cups, it kind of tells me that the situation isn't ending really. Emotionally, you're probably still going to be attracted and attached to this person for a while to come. Either you decide to, stay and try to fix it, or if you take your chariot here and move away. Either or, I think this situation has already given you great development. It seems like you're getting your stuff together, so that's great. Okay, so my dear Gemini, if you need more help, there's deeper love readings up on my website. It's the November love readings for the 4 elements, because I was traveling at the time, so I had limited time doing these before I went on my travels. But they are deeper and more in detail to really help you see what's the issue here. And you can also see the same love readings as this, but for Scorpio season, which is actually happening right now, this Scorpio season. And there's also pick a card readings up, and I will next week hopefully I will start put up some new pick a card readings there. So until next time, take really good care, and bye bye.